Samsung introduced this year's Galaxy S24 series less than a year after unveiling its previous flagship handsets. Based on new information, the same could occur in early 2025 with the Galaxy S25, Galaxy S25 Plus and Galaxy S25 Ultra. Samsung is gearing up to debut its new flagship series, Galaxy S25, featuring Galaxy S25 Plus and Galaxy S25 Ultra. The reports suggest that the business could launch the forthcoming smartphones earlier than expected. To recall, the tech giant released its Galaxy S24 series in the middle of January 2024, which is less than a year after launching its previous flagship handsets. However, the company has not yet confirmed regarding any details. But if we accept the claims, Samsung could come up releasing its Galaxy S25 series a little bit early than predicted. As to sources, a Vietnamese merchant has seen with a poll about future Galaxy S25, implying that the pre-orders could open as early as January 2025. Samsung has planned to include Galaxy S25, Galaxy S25 Plus, and Galaxy S25 Ultra in the range. The poll is machine translated and predicts that Samsung will update the Galaxy S24 series around January 5. However, the date specified in the poll cannot be taken as the official launch or pre-booking date. Samsung will reveal the exact launch date later. However, the company has started testing the Galaxy S25 series, and it will be the first smartphone to incorporate the new One UI 7. Samsung said in its annual developer conference that the stable upgrade will be released next year with the next Galaxy S series. Samsung's annual earnings report first mentioned about the Galaxy S25 series. Based on the advancement of Galaxy AI, MX plans to promote flagship-oriented sales growth and profitability improvement, such as Galaxy S25 series and Foldable, while also expanding sales of ecosystem products, such as Galaxy Tab, Book and Wearable. By contrast, Samsung revealed its current flagships on January 17 before launching them a week later. Ultimately, the date shown in the survey does not guarantee that Galaxy S25 series pre-orders will commence on January 5, 2025. With that being said, there would be no rationale for a merchant to give out discount vouchers for gadgets that have not been formally announced yet. The biggest change in the design of the Galaxy S25 would not be aesthetic, but in size, literally. Samsung would go from 6.2 inches currently to 6.36 inches. Which would make it slightly shift out of the compact smartphone market, which is less and less provided in terms of references. We even have some initial sketches of what the two smartphones could look like. The Galaxy S25 would not alter in size, or almost, 146.9 by 70.4 and 7.2 millimeters, compared to 147 by 70.6 by 7.6 millimeters last year. This corroborates the statements of Ice Universe, for whom the two smartphones will lose 0.4 millimeters in thickness. The Galaxy S25 Plus would be 7.3 millimeters thick. The screen and back would be flat, with angular edges and rounded corners. On the back, the camera block would feature a similar layout, the three lenses placed vertically, with a more noticeable black ring than on the Galaxy S24. Samsung MX Vice President Daniel Araujo predicted a few months ago a hybrid AI that will employ the capabilities of the smartphone as well as the cloud for certain activities. The goal would be to have rapid AI functions that will operate on the device for common tasks. And for more sophisticated operations, which require more capacity to be carried out rapidly, the cloud will be used. Samsung will take advantage of this to increase the security and protection of personal data of its NOC system. We also expect 7 years of update support, starting from Android 15 with One UI 7, which should arrive in the future weeks. Qualcomm, not Qualcomm. It's the question of the processor that is at the center of the rumors regarding the Galaxy S25. It could in fact be that Samsung will move to its Exynos 2500 for these two forthcoming high-end versions. The interest for Samsung would be to better control the supply chain and eventually, production costs. The manufacturer could even offer specific distinct features. In addition, the successor to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, the Snapdragon 8 Elite, and not the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4, would be substantially more expensive. Samsung could possibly choose to integrate this SoC just in the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Last hypothesis, although far less likely, MediaTek. The foundry intends to compete with Qualcomm in the high-end segment, notably in the United States. It could wish to integrate its MediaTek Dimensity 9400 with Samsung goods. Samsung would take advantage of this to boost the RAM, forsaking the 8 gigs for 12 gigs, more comfortable and especially extremely valuable for AI users that function locally. The Galaxy S25 Plus, for its part, would remain at 12 gigs of RAM. Storage-wise, it wouldn't change. Samsung would still offer 128 or 256 gigs of storage for the S25 and 256 or 512 gigs for the S25 Plus. The Galaxy S25 and S25 Plus would be equipped with the same picture sensors, a 50 megapixels primary sensor with an ultra-wide-angle sensor, plus a telephoto lens, plus a 12 megapixels selfie sensor. A little more milliamps, or not? Here too, we don't really know yet which foot to dance on. Everything suggests that the manufacturer would not touch the battery capacity of the Galaxy S25 and S25 Plus. 4,000 milliamps for the first, 4,900 milliamps for the second. If it would not raise the size of the batteries, Samsung would consider an artificial intelligence function once is not conventional. Called Battery AI, this capability would boost the autonomy by up to 10%. The AI model behind it could eliminate the execution of non-essential tasks. It would be all the more likely to have an elevated price grid in the event that these devices would have the Snapdragon 8 Elite. Qualcomm defends this by greater performance levels. However, we know that this would be owing to the fact that Qualcomm would no longer employ ARM for the cause of its SoC. Next, aside from the Galaxy S25 potentially gaining a bigger display, the remainder of the design should be a familiar one. Meaning, both the S25 and S25 Plus should be riding the same armor aluminum frame, but the titanium frame should still be exclusive to the S25 Ultra. But there's still plenty of time for things to alter as new leaks come along. We've glimpsed a probable design for the Galaxy S25 Ultra due to a rumor-based render. It's familiar looking enough, and still looks to come with a built-in S Pen, but it indicates, as we've heard before, that the edges are rounder than previous Ultra Galaxies, and the display bigger, giving it quite a different design. Recent case rumors also imply that this rounded shape could be coming, with a similar look to iPhone 16. As for their screens, Samsung clearly made a point of noting how all three models of the Galaxy S24 boast 2600 nit displays. Although, in our own benchmark testing, none of them came close to reaching those claims. While we hope Samsung will fix this in the Galaxy S25, Ross Young believes that the phone will arrive with the same N13 with OLED screens as the S24 series, rather than the brighter N14 ohms LED utilized by Pixel 9 Pro and iPhone 16 Pro. More significantly, however, Samsung can't afford to have another display issue like the mirror effect on the Galaxy S24 that generates a clouding impression when the panel's brightness is set to a low setting. We tested this out ourselves with the Galaxy S24 Plus and S24 Ultra, ensuring that both phones generated the mirror effect. After launching a handful of Galaxy AI capabilities with the S24, Samsung will have to come up with even more on the Galaxy S25. We've checked out many of the Galaxy AI capabilities, like instant slow-mo, generative edit, and voice recorder summaries, confirming that many of them have practical uses. Others, however, remain hover that narrow line of being original. There haven't been any leaks on what new Galaxy AI features we could see coming with the Galaxy S25, although Samsung has acknowledged AI will be a focus for the phone, and a Samsung official did raise the potential of infusing the Bixby personal assistant with generative AI capabilities. However, the issue in everyone's mind is how long they'll remain exclusive to the Galaxy S25 or pass down to older models. That's because many of the heretofore exclusive Galaxy AI features of the Galaxy S24 are coming to older Samsung phones through a software upgrade. As for the S25's general operating system, that will be One UI 7, an Android 15-based OS that Samsung revealed in October 2024 and confirmed will be used on the new Galaxy releasing next year. It claims a new design among its upgrades, but the remainder of its new features have yet to be announced or discovered by beta users. Samsung has a major hurdle ahead of itself with the Galaxy S25. There's undoubtedly more pressure for its flagship phones, since if you pull the processing performance and battery life of the Galaxy S24 out of the equation, the improvements are minimal at best, more so when the same Galaxy AI capabilities have been trickling down to the S23. There's even greater necessity to have substantial advancements with the Galaxy S25 cameras and charging speeds. So that's all we know for now. We'll be sure to keep you updated as soon as we have more information. Thanks for watching. Then I will see you in the next one.